Here it is, guys. More than 20 unknown features on the Galaxy Z Flip. If the cover screen is too dim for you, you can actually brighten it in the settings. All you have to do is open your phone, pull down the notification shade, go to Settings, go to Display, and you'll see here Cover Screen Brightness. Just drag that up to wherever you want. And now if I close the phone again, you'll see that this is much brighter. If an alarm starts going off on your Galaxy Z Flip and you want to dismiss the alarm, you don't have to open your phone to do it. You can actually just tap the screen and swipe either left or right to either dismiss or snooze the alarm. If you just want to snooze the alarm, you can press one of the volume buttons. Speaking of the alarm, if you tap alarm sound, you can actually change it so that it wakes you up using music from your Spotify account. If you want to take a burst photo, all you have to do is take the shutter button and drag it down, and you'll start taking a burst photo. Just release it to stop taking photos. When you review the photo, you can look through all of the different pictures it took and select which one you like the best. If you want to change what this swipe down action does, just go to Settings, go to Swipe Shutter Button to Edge 2, and you can switch it to create a GIF or GIF. So now if I swipe down, it's going to create a GIF. In case you're wondering, this does also work with the rear-facing camera as well. If you swipe up on the shutter button, you can actually move it to anywhere on the screen to make it easier to take a picture when you're holding the phone. When you no longer want the shutter button, just drag it back down and it disappears. With the Galaxy Z Flip, Samsung has added the ability to switch between the rear and front-facing cameras while you're recording a video. So if I start recording a video with the front-facing camera here, I can tap this little icon right here, and that's going to switch to the rear-facing camera. And I can even switch to the wide-angle camera on the back, and it's still going to continue recording. That was something that was not possible on previous Samsung devices. Samsung's added a new feature called Music Share. If you pull down your notification shade and look through your toggles, you'll see one called Music Share. If you turn this on, what it'll do is allow a friend to connect to your Galaxy Z Flip and play music on any of the Bluetooth speakers that your Z Flip is connected to. This makes it a lot easier to share Bluetooth speakers with someone without having to go through the whole pairing process with a Bluetooth speaker, which is definitely a much longer process than just turning this feature on. If there's an application that you use all the time and you never want that application to close in the background, you can actually just go to your recent applications, tap the app icon, then tap Keep Open for quick launching. This is going to lock that application into your RAM and stop it from ever clearing. So every time you open the application, it's going to pick back up right where you left off, even if you open it up a day or two later. Unfortunately, this only works for one application. So as you can see, there's a lock icon here. If I try to do this for YouTube, that option is now grayed out. I would first have to tap the lock icon to unlock Twitter, then come to YouTube, then I can lock YouTube. If your Z Flip is closed and on a table, and you just want to check the time or see if you have any notifications, all you have to do is double tap the cover screen. That'll show you the time, then swipe left to see your notifications, tap the notification to get more information, and if you tap it again, it'll give you more details about that notification when you open your phone. And if you tap it again, it'll take you right back to your notifications. If you want to control your music while your phone is closed, you can double tap the cover screen, swipe to the right, and then you can either play or pause your music, skip forward, or skip back. If you tap more when you're in the camera mode, you'll see this hyperlapse option, and hyperlapse has been here for a long time, but something that Samsung's added recently is this little moon icon here. And if you tap this, it'll do a night hyperlapse. So what that means is it's going to take a bunch of long exposure photos so you can get a hyperlapse of a nighttime scene. If you double click the power button while the screen is closed, you get the option to take a selfie with the rear-facing cameras, which are higher resolution than the front-facing camera. And if you tap the screen, you can switch to the wide-angle camera instead. To take a picture, you can either just press one of the volume keys, or you can raise your hand in front of the camera, it'll start a timer, and then take the picture. If you want to take a live focus selfie with the rear-facing cameras and you want to use the cover screen to do that, all you have to do is switch to live focus mode and tap this little icon in the corner, and that's going to turn on a preview on your cover screen. And from here, again, you can just raise your hand in front of the camera. It'll start a timer, and then snap a live focus photo. This also works with every other video and camera mode. So if you wanted to film using the rear-facing cameras, but you want to see a preview, same deal. Just go to video, make sure the preview's on, flip it over, click the volume button on the side, and it'll give you a little red dot right here that blinks to tell you that it's recording. When you're done recording, click it again, and it'll save the recording. Since the Z Flip supports partial folding, you can also just fold this partially, set it down on the table, and then get a group photo with this as well. And if you want a landscape photo, just go ahead and put it on its side, and you're good to go. If you want to see the entire animation on your lock screen, just place your finger and hold it on it for a minute, and it'll actually just let you watch the animation and get rid of everything else in the background. Then when you let go, everything comes back. Next, I'm going to show you guys a hidden feature in the multi-window tray, as well as show you how to unlock the multi-window feature for all applications, even if they don't natively support it. But first, a word from today's sponsor, NordPass. If you're like me, you use the same password in many different places online because there's no way you're going to remember 10, 20, or 30 unique passwords at any given time. Unfortunately, this makes it much easier for a hacker to get into many of your accounts. NordPass is a password management app that helps you generate unique and incredibly difficult to crack passwords for all of your accounts. But you only need to remember one master password. My favorite part about NordPass is that they don't actually store your passwords on their servers. They store an encrypted version of your passwords that can only be decrypted on your device with your master password. So even in the absolute worst case scenario of NordPass getting hacked, you're still protected. NordPass can even securely store your credit card information to make it easier to fill in payment fields online, and they offer encrypted notes so you can store information like account numbers, PIN numbers, and other sensitive data, all of which is protected with your master password. If you guys want to get 50% off a 2-year subscription and get 1 month free, go to nordpass.com/Techisode by clicking the link in the description or in the pinned comment, or use the coupon code Techisode at checkout. That'll give you 2 years of powerful passwords for just $2.49 a month. You probably already knew about the multi-window drawer that allows you to quickly open up multiple applications in multi-window mode. But what you probably didn't know is that if you long press one of these applications and drag them to the center, it'll open it in a pop-up view mode that has a resizable window, and this is really useful for something like a calculator. You can also minimize it to this little bubble and kind of move that wherever you want on the screen. When you want to use it again, just tap it and it opens back up. Something else you may have noticed is that if you tap this icon on the bottom, you'll see all the other applications you can open in multi-window, but you may not see every application you have installed on your phone. Fortunately, there's a hidden setting you can turn on to enable multi-window for all of your applications. To do that, you're going to go to your settings, scroll all the way to the bottom to About Phone, tap Software Information, and then tap Build Number, I think it's 7 times, to unlock Developer Mode. Draw your pattern or enter your password. That's going to turn Developer Mode on. Then you're going to go back to the main settings menu, scroll all the way to the bottom, and tap Developer Options. Scroll all the way to the bottom again, scroll up just a little bit, and you'll see Force Activities to be resizable. It says make all activities resizable for multi-window regardless of manifest values. So we're going to go ahead and turn this on. After that, restart your phone. Once you've restarted your phone, open the multi-window bar again, tap this icon, and you should see all of your applications available now. If for some reason one of your apps isn't showing up here, you can still open it in multi-window by going to your recent apps, tapping the app icon, and then tapping open in split screen view. Then you can tap another application, and you'll have them in multi-window view. If the multi-window app's sidebar is not in a good location for you, you can actually just long press it, and that'll allow you to drag it up or down the edge wherever you'd like, and you can actually even drag it to the other side of the phone as well. So now that I dragged it over there and swipe in, you can see it's now on the left side. Real quick, if you guys are getting value out of this video, go ahead and drop a like. And if you're subscribed, don't forget to click the notification bell, because if you don't, you won't actually be notified anytime I upload a video. All right, let's get back to the features. If you're someone who uses Bixby often, you'll be happy to know that you can use Bixby when the phone is closed. You can use the voice command or just long press the side key. Flashlight.
It's on.
Flashlight off.
Okay, it's now turned off.
Speaking of Bixby, if you pull down the notification shade and swipe over in your quick toggles, you'll see an option for Bixby Routines. Now, if you're not familiar with this, it is an incredibly powerful feature, and I highly recommend you guys check this out. I actually did a video where I talked a lot about how exactly Bixby Routines works and how to set it up. So if you want to learn more about this, click the link that's sliding out above or the link in the description. If you get a phone call on the Galaxy Z Flip, you don't actually have to open the phone to take the call. Instead, you can just tap the person's name, then swipe from left to right to take the call. And this is going to take the call in speaker mode. If you want to end the call, you can double tap the screen, then swipe from right to left. Or if you want to take the call privately, you can open your phone and just tap speaker. And that'll take the call off of speaker so you can talk privately. By default, if you just open up the phone when you get a phone call, you're still going to have to swipe to answer the phone call. But if you want to open the phone call automatically, you have to go into your settings. To do this, you're going to open up the phone app, tap the three dots in the upper right corner, tap settings, tap answering and ending calls, then tap open phone to answer. If you enable this, whenever you get a phone call, if you open up the phone when that phone call comes in, it's going to automatically answer the call. And by default, if you close the phone while you're on a phone call, then it is going to hang up that call. But if for some reason you don't want it to do that and you want to stay on that line, you can go ahead and turn this feature off. If you're not a fan of software buttons for switching between applications and going home, and you want a swipe style system that's very similar to what you get on an iPhone, then all you have to do is pull down your notification shade, go to settings, go to display, scroll down until you get to navigation bar, tap that, and switch to full screen gestures. This will allow you to swipe up to go home, swipe up and hold to open your recent applications, and swipe in from the side to go back. And swiping from the side works from either the right side or the left side. But the best part about this feature is it allows you to swipe across the bottom to switch between all of your recent applications. This is not something you can do when you have the regular navigation buttons. The best you can do here is double tap the recent apps button to switch between your two previous applications. Speaking of gestures, if you swipe in and up from either the right or left corner, you'll actually activate Google Assistant. This is another feature that only works with the full screen gestures. If you had navigation buttons, you wouldn't be able to swipe in from the corners. Instead, you would have to long press the home button to activate Google Assistant. One more excellent gesture you should turn on is found in the main settings menu. You scroll down to advanced features, tap that. Then scroll down to one-handed mode, tap that. You can see I already have it enabled and I have it set to gesture. So now at any point in time, since this is a super tall phone, if I want to reach something at the top, all I have to do is swipe down and it shrinks the screen down to make it a lot easier to get to the top to maybe pull the notification shade down or hit a button at the top of the screen. This is also resizable to any size I want, and it'll remember that size the next time I activate this. And you can also tap this arrow on the side to switch between the left and right side of the screen. Tap anywhere in the black area and it goes back to full screen mode. And as you can see, if I swipe down again, it goes back to the size I just set it to. There's another helpful gesture you can turn on as well. If you go back one menu, then tap motions and gestures, you can turn on fingerprint sensor gestures. So if I turn this on, then tap the word finger sensor gestures, the default option is to swipe down to open up your notification shade. And if you have Samsung Pay set up, you can also swipe up to activate Samsung Pay. One more gesture that I highly recommend enabling is found in your home screen settings. So long press the home screen or pinch in to get to this menu here. Then tap home screen settings. Then enable this swipe down for notification panel. By default, this is going to be off. As you can see, I already had mine turned on. And now when I'm on the home screen, if I swipe down, it's going to pull down my notification shade, and that makes things a lot easier because, again, this is a super tall phone, and reaching up to the top can be a bit cumbersome. If you go to Settings, then tap the search bar and type in Fast Wireless Charging, then tap the first result, then tap the words Fast Wireless Charging, you'll get to this extra menu where you can turn off fast wireless charging on a schedule. So if you typically charge your phone overnight on a fast wireless charger, this is a great thing to do because you won't need that speed. And by charging more slowly, you're going to increase the overall lifespan of the battery for your device. So if you plan on keeping your Galaxy Z Flip for a really long time, this is a great way to help your battery last for years to come. Another feature to point out from the quick settings is found if you tap these three dots in the corner, then tap button order, you'll see that you get these two other options for live caption and focus mode. To use these, you will have to drag them down to your other toggles. And don't worry about these three. These are just from other applications that I have installed. You won't actually see these three on your device. Now, if you activate focus mode, you're going to get two options, either work time or me time. So let's say you're at work. You can go set it to work time, tap start, and it's going to only allow you to use certain applications related to work. So you can see these are all grayed out. This is internet, Gmail, my music player. So if I tap the internet here, it'll say, no, you got to stay focused. You can't go on your internet browser until you're done working. When you're done in focus mode, you can just tap focus mode in the notification shade and tap end focus mode. If you want to change the settings for focus mode, like which applications you can use, just go back to your notification shade, go to focus mode here and tap the text instead of the toggle, and then tap details, tap digital well-being, scroll down, and on focus mode, you'll see these two modes here. If I tap work time, you'll see these are the applications allowed for work time. If I tap edit, I can select any other applications I want to use for work. And if I go back, you can do the same for me time. And as you can see, you can also add another mode. So maybe you can use this when you're out with friends, tap save, then edit, choose whichever applications you want to be able to have access to when you're out with friends, tap done, and now you'll have three modes to choose from. Live caption will add captions to your screen whenever audio is detected. Now, if it detects that it's music, like if you're playing something in Google Play Music, it'll just have a caption that says music. But if you have something like YouTube and you're playing a video, it'll actually populate with the words that are being said in that video. And the sound doesn't actually have to be turned on. As you can see, I have the sound turned all the way down, and it's still transcribing everything. And I'm actually really impressed with what this is transcribing, because I know what I'm saying in this video, and this is actually really close, if not exactly what I'm saying in the video. So props to Samsung for making a really good transcriber. Most of the camera modes are actually stuck in this More menu, and if you don't want these to be in this menu, and you want them to be readily available here on the bottom, all you have to do is go to the More menu, tap this pencil icon, then you can long press and drag this wherever you'd like along the bottom. So there's night mode, and let's say I use super slow-mo all the time too. I can drag that down, and I can move them wherever I'd like along this bottom bar. I can save that, and now when I scroll back over, you'll see I have super slow-mo next to photo, and all the way on the end, I have night mode over here. And if there was one of the modes that I didn't want, I can just go back here, tap the pencil icon. Let's say I never used live focus video. I could long press and drag that up and just remove it from my bottom menu. Tap save, and now here's my new menu. This isn't one of the unknown features, but I'm throwing this in here as kind of a bonus. If you guys are wondering where Bixby Vision and AR emojis went, it's under More and up in the top left or right corner. If you tap this AR zone, you actually get a bunch more options than usual for the AR emojis, and I do recommend playing with the AR emoji stickers. Scrolling all the way to the bottom, tap Make Custom Stickers, then play around with the different facial expressions and the different body gestures and stuff, and you can actually make some pretty ridiculous looking stuff. Now, there's way too much here for me to cover in this video, but I do recommend checking it out. Let me know how many of these features were new to you in the comments below, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to drop it a like. And if you want to see my in-depth coverage of the Galaxy S20 Ultra, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so you'll actually be notified when I upload the videos. That's it for this Techisode. God bless, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.